Tonight on the Oswego Now, the city of Oswego finds itself in favorable financial situation thanks to record low snowfall. How will the city use that leftover money?
Select SUNY Oswego students will be participating in nationwide weather balloon research. What students are saying about getting the hands-on experience.
The total solar eclipse that's passing through Oswego is only 3 days away. How the city of Oswego is preparing.
This is Oswego Now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Matthew Rivenberg.
And I'm Amani Dela Cruz.
With the solar eclipse's path of totality coming through Oswego on Monday, plenty of out-of-town visitors will be coming out in droves to watch this once-in-a-lifetime event.
To tell you everything you need to know coming into the event on the 8th, Oswego Now reporter Kyle Schnaufer is out on the town. Kyle?
Thanks, guys. I'm here at Brightbeck Park here in Oswego. It's looking pretty quiet here with all the wind, but come Thursday, come Monday, we're looking to see a lot of people come out here for this historic solar eclipse event. I sat down with some city officials this week to talk about what you need to know and what you need to plan for with the upcoming solar eclipse. With the eclipse approaching quickly, City of Oswego crews are making final preparations as the city prepares to become one of the biggest tourist destinations in the country for watching the eclipse. Several counties in northern New York, including Jefferson County and Oswego County, have declared a state of emergency for the day of the eclipse on April 8th. In Oswego County, all non-essential services and buildings in the county will close their doors for the day as the county prepares to see its population temporarily double with tourists coming to view the eclipse. According to Oswego Police Captain Craig Bateman, the best thing tourists and local residents can do is to simply plan ahead.
Come early, stay late, plan for that, bring cash, bring food. If for whatever reason we have just an exorbitant amount of people here, it's going to be a lot harder to get food. It's going to be a lot harder to get gas. It's going to be so just pre-planning for everything they plan on doing.
City officials have been planning for this event for over a year now, using their plans for the yearly Harborfest event as a model for how to run the city with tourists in town. New Oswego Mayor Rob Corradino is confident that the team of city workers will be ready to accommodate the crowds, but reminds everyone that the key to making it all work is patience.
To understand that this is a small community. We're not used to having large crowds or a lot of traffic.
City officials encourage residents and visitors to contact Oswego's Emergency Management Office with any concerns as the 8th gets closer. Right, we're expecting to see about 30,000 visitors to the city for the solar eclipse, but that could all change based on how the weather shakes up on Monday. For more on the weather, here's Oswego Now meteorologist Aurora Fitzgerald.
Thanks, Kyle. It's definitely looking really windy out there. So for your eclipse forecast, this is a map of what I'm going to talk about a little bit later. Is it going to be sunny? Is it going to be cloudy? I'll have my full forecast and your eclipse forecast coming right up. But for now, back to you guys.
The anticipation for the total solar eclipse has many communities like Oswego, which is along the line of totality, preparing and prioritizing safety measures for the big day. An eclipse watching event at SUNY Oswego's Rice Creek Field Station is expecting close to 400 visitors. The assistant director of the field station, Kristen Haynes, says tickets and sales and transportation play an important factor when it comes to ensuring safety for an event as big as this.
How do we safely move these people place to place? How do we manage the crowd here? Because if we hadn't ticketed, we didn't know. We could have ended up with a couple thousand people, and our facility just can't safely support that, really. We have a narrow driveway.
Haynes says a no pet policy was also decided for Eclipse Day. Tickets to the Rice Creek event are sold out.
Students and faculty at SUNY Oswego are gearing up for what they call a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, the National Eclipse Ballooning Project. Balloons will be launched hourly for 30 hours from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. the next day in the field between Murano Campus Center and Lake Ontario. By collecting this vital data, students will learn how eclipses affect our atmosphere.
For students like meteorology major Bradley Jacobs, being chosen to be a part of this pioneering project represents more than just a remarkable opportunity. It's a chance for them to get hands-on experience in their field.
To actually be, chosen to at least be a part of the project just means a lot to me, to actually get the hands-on experience and gain more knowledge than what I'm learning in the classroom and apply it to the real field.
The school is one out of 55 schools across the nation to participate in the NASA-funded project. Students say that they are expecting results to be vastly different across the nation.
The solar eclipse is providing inspiration for art in Oswego and beyond, as our Clarissa Karki reports, from intricate paintings to mesmerizing music artists, nationally and locally, are challenging their creativity into captivating eclipse-inspired artwork.
When the dance of the sun and the moon begins during the total solar eclipse, the world darkens and goes into silence, with only nocturnal animals stirring in the shadows. In this shadow, Wayne Grimm and his team from Exploratorium are making music from the eclipse using a process called sonification.
Mostly I work with sound, but I thought it would be interesting to do something that was both visual and musical.
Sonification is the process of converting data into sound. In this case, Grimm is turning the light from the eclipse into music. Here in Oswego, the solar eclipse is inspiring the artistic imaginations of some local artists. Bonnie Sommers, an artist at Riverside Artisans in Oswego, hosts regular paint parties. The theme of her most recent paint party, Eclipse Over the Lighthouse.
I know it was the solar eclipse, so it would be a midnight, like a twilight painting. I had to really search it and see different ways that those blues and things came up and how it looked.
Professor Natalia Lewandowska, the planetarium director at SUNY Oswego, says this paint party was particularly special because she was able to combine her passion for astronomy and hobby for painting.
I do this for the fun and because I really like to use a different part of my brain when I paint. It's more like the artistic part comes out.
Students and faculty at SUNY Oswego are also channeling their artistic side, showcasing their eclipse-inspired artwork.
The buzz on campus is that it's going to be packed and crazy chaos, and I wanted to take a moment to just kind of look at the artwork of that.
Professor Elizabeth Hunt, the organizer of the Looking Up art exhibition, says the exhibition includes a wide variety of artwork, including paintings, photographs, posters, book art, and sculptures.
We have a lovely marble sculpture from a gentleman in curriculum who is a faculty on campus, but he is looking at the astronauts who actually set foot on the moon.
The exhibition is located in Tyler Hall's Art Gallery on the second floor from April 4 to April 10.
Whether you're a professional like Bonnie or an amateur like me,
everyone in Oswego is joining in on the Eclipse Fun. Clarissa Karki, Oswego Now.
Don't forget to tune in to our live special coverage of the eclipse starting at 2:30 Monday, right here on our YouTube channel or oswegonow.net.
If you traveled this past winter in the city of Oswego, a snowplow was probably there to clear the way.
However, the lack of snowfall this year is putting the city in a good financial position. Oswego Now reporter Thomas Caffarella has the story.
That's a 5,000-ton pile of salt. In April, that's a good number for the city of Oswego.
We've had a very light winter. Crews haven't been out much.
According to the National Weather Service, this winter, the Oswego area is under the average snowfall by nearly 100 inches. For the city, less white on the ground means less salt on the ground, and that helps the city save green.
It's better to have the funds and not need them than to need them and not have them.
City officials budgeted $225,000 for road salt. The less they use, the less they have to spend restocking. The unused funds go elsewhere.
They can ask to transfer it from the snow removal account to, let's say, Parks and Recreation, or to the pool account, or to to any accounts within the DPW.
The leftover salt from this winter will be stored and used next year. Still, the city budgeted an extra $75,000 for salt next season. That's $300,000 to help keep roads ice-free, ensuring the city's ready for a winter closer to normal.
We anticipate purchasing about 5,200 ton of salt. That'll allow us to go into the 24-25 winter with a full stockpile.
If the DPW doesn't use all the salt next winter season, the unused stockpile will roll over into the season after that. Thomas Caffarella, Oswego Now.
Although the city is under budget, the mayor says snow in April is common in Oswego, and one snowstorm could require a little or a lot of stockpile.
Coming up next, SUNY Oswego celebrates student leaders with their annual award ceremony.
I was in foster care. I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Join us for your total eclipse coverage, live beginning 2:30 Eastern on April 8th, only on Oswego Now, your streaming news leader. Find us on YouTube or at oswegonow.net.
Welcome back to Oswego Now. I'm your meteorologist, Aurora Fitzgerald. Now, before I get into eclipse stuff, let's take a look at the current conditions right now. Currently 40 degrees. It's a little breezy out there, 9 miles per hour. You probably saw Kyle's hair was drifting in the wind, so it is a little breezy. Dew points at 34, humidity's at 82%, but it feels like 33. So even with that tiny breeze, it is definitely going to feel a little chillier. So make sure to bundle up out there. Again, Oswego's 40 degrees, Pulaski 39. Everywhere's staying pretty much in the high 30s. Oswego's the only one reaching 40. Central Square is close to 40, 39, but not quite. We have Soda's Point 37, but still not quite up to 40. If you're heading out tonight, it's going to be pretty cloudy. We had some rain before. 6 p.m., the rain could come back. It's going to be 38 degrees, then it's going to get colder, 36 and 35. Now, you have to remember about the wind chill as well, so it's definitely going to feel chillier, but you're probably not going to need the umbrella later tonight. The precipitation should stop. Now, we had an earthquake in the tri-state today. Can you believe it? This earthquake in particular happened in New Jersey. Now, we are nowhere near a tectonic plate boundary. I won't get into it too much. So having an earthquake in this area is very rare, but my emails were coming in from the New York Times, the Washington Post when this happened this morning. Crazy, crazy. No damage though. Everyone was okay. Now, your eclipse forecast. So, this is a picture taken from NASA. Oswego, we are going to experience at least 3 minutes and 31 seconds of totality. Now, when totality happens, most of you know it's going to get very dark out. So, and they also have a countdown, so make sure you look on their website, pushing that away and bringing this one right up. So, this is the path of totality. We are right in this circle over here, so that means we are going to get perfect totality. Now, pushing this away and taking this one from down here. We have high pressures in Oswego for that day, so it should be sunny. It should not have many clouds, so we should be okay. I'm really hoping that our models stay the way that they are, but I assure you, I have very high hopes. It's going to be sunny, no clouds. Maybe you might see a little bit, but it's not going to block out anything, so it's going to be pretty good. Taking a look at our 5-day forecast. Saturday, you're going to see probably some mixed showers, but Sunday and Monday, we're going to see sun. Look at those temperatures, 52, 57, 56. We're almost reaching 60 degrees, but then Tuesday, Wednesday, you might get a little bit of rain. But spring is on its way. It's going to be a beautiful day for the eclipse, and I'm crossing my fingers. It's going to be beautiful. And that is all for my full forecast. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Aurora. Each spring, SUNY Oswego hosts the annual Student Leadership Awards ceremony to recognize student leaders for their outstanding service and commitment to the campus and community. Students and faculty gathered in Sheldon Hall on Thursday evening to celebrate the accomplishments of student-run organizations and their academic achievements as well. The festivities also included performances by Vocal Effect and Octavia, as well as a speech from SUNY Oswego President Dr. Peter Wosu. Interim Director of Student Engagement and Leadership, Vanessa Taylor, says that what the students provide to the campus and community deserves to be celebrated.
We're here to, help our students and support our students, and we're nothing without our students. And I think, the creativity that our organizations and our clubs just bring like the life to campus, and, the reasons why when we have recruitment days and things like that, it's like, these are the fun things you get to do. That's like, this is why it's so cool to come away to college.
Faculty, staff, and students were encouraged to nominate students for these awards. Some of the awards included Student Leader of the Year, Club Sport of the Year, and Student Organization of the Year, which was won by WTOP 10. Coming up, we will have more information on a first-time event at SUNY Oswego happening tomorrow. Plus, we sit down with a meteorology professor to learn more about the eclipse.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Join us for your total eclipse coverage, live beginning 2:30 Eastern on April 8th, only on Oswego Now, your streaming news leader. Find us on YouTube or at oswegonow.net.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
SUNY Oswego meteorology professor Dr. Caitlin Barber joins Amani today in the studio to give us more information on the eclipse. Amani?
Today I'm here with Dr. Caitlin Barber, assistant professor in meteorology here at SUNY Oswego. What effect will the eclipse have on the weather?
That's a really good question. As part of the nationwide eclipse ballooning project, we hope to study the atmosphere over a 30-hour period during the eclipse, in which we'll understand specifically how weather will be impacted by the eclipse. But our past research has showed us temperature will decrease. We're blocking out the sunlight by the moon. The wind speed and direction will likely change as well. Pressure will change, and so will relative humidity. So our 5 big variables in meteorology will change during the eclipse.
Have there been any unexpected findings within this eclipse?
Yeah, so back in 2023, we went down to Moriarty, New Mexico, and we studied an annular eclipse. And the most surprising result we had was how much the surface temperature actually decreased. So the air temperature only changed a few degrees Fahrenheit, but the surface temperature really decreased almost 10 degrees. So we expect to see a similar finding with this upcoming eclipse in just a couple days here.
What are your plans for the day of the eclipse?
We're going to be launching balloons for a 30-hour period right here on campus starting on Sunday at 2 o'clock p.m. Every hour a balloon goes up, and we will study how the atmosphere changes during that period.
Thank you so much, Dr. Barber, for meeting with me today here in the studio. Back to you at the desk, Matthew.
Thanks, Amani. The Biden administration is preparing new proposals to reduce or cancel student loan debt for millions of borrowers. Sources say these proposals would help people who experience hardship in their daily lives that prevents them from being able to pay back their loans. It would also help ease the burden on borrowers who have seen their interest accrue over time. Sources say President Biden will lay out these proposals Monday.
But before any proposals happen, today President Biden is traveling to Baltimore following the deadly bridge collapse early last week. Biden is expected to meet with some of the family of the 6 construction workers who died after the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. According to the White House, Biden is also expected to meet with state and local officials along with a tour of the wreckage. Since the accident, crews have been working to remove portions of the bridge.
Some health advocacy groups are arguing decaffeinated coffee is not safe for human consumption. Those groups are petitioning the FDA to ban a key chemical used to remove caffeine. That chemical is methylene chloride. According to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, it is used for paint stripping, metal cleaning, and degreasing, among other industrial processes. The state assembly in California recently introduced a bill to ban the chemical from the decaffeination process. The FDA says it is currently reviewing the petitions. In good news, SUNY Oswego's College of Liberal Arts and Sciences STEM department is holding their first STEM Community Day event tomorrow from 2 to 5 p.m. in Sheldon Hall. SUNY Oswego meteorology professor Dr. Caitlin Barber says she is excited for this event to happen and says planning started in the beginning of the semester. She also says there will be events in the Shinneman lobby, Shinneman classrooms, a Doppler on Wheels event outside, and an event happening at Rice Creek.
I'm really looking forward to engaging with a wide variety of age groups, so small children all the way up to adults, to talk about science in all different disciplines and really do some hands-on activities and some more formal learning as well. So it's just a big day of learning and talking about science.
Students will be able to engage with astronomers, biologists, chemists, meteorologists, and many other professionals from the STEM field.
And coming up in sports, we will hear about the campus-wide event that is taking place right now. And coming up, learn about the NCAA Division III week and what it means to schools like Oswego.
You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. And I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
Join us for your total eclipse coverage, live beginning 2:30 Eastern on April 8th, only on Oswego Now, your streaming news leader. Find us on YouTube or at oswegonow.net.
apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
If you love them enough to drive an hour to cheer them on as they get beat 11-0 in the rain, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Throw that ball, Diane. Woo! You got this.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to Oswego Now. I'm Jolie Santiago with your Sports Now report. Let's get right into it. The Syracuse Mets and Visit Syracuse present the first ever total eclipse of the park at MBT Bank Stadium on April 8th. Gates are opening at 2:30 p.m. for fans to view the solar eclipse in totality in central New York. The first 10,000 fans are getting solar eclipse glasses courtesy of Visit Syracuse. Dr. Meredith Wills is an astrophysicist who will educate fans about the eclipse, and afterwards the Syracuse Mets will play the Worcester Red Sox at 5 p.m. Director of Broadcasting and Media Relations for Syracuse Mets says this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Central New Yorkers.
Normally we're off on Mondays, but we wanted to take advantage of this opportunity and provide just yet another experience for folks in the Central New York community, fans of the Syracuse Mets, and just fans of events like these in general.
Tonight, students at SUNY Oswego are challenged to participate in an obstacle course and puzzle course. Just a couple hours ago, they were setting up for this event titled Grit and Wit. But now it is in full effect. Teams of 2 to 6 people can go through physical obstacles and mental puzzles, trying to finish the fastest. Prizes are being announced to teams as well. The event will also stop registration at 5:45 p.m., so just in a half an hour, 45 minutes or so. And the SUNY Oswego men's and women's track and field teams were killing it last weekend at the SUNY Geneseo Early Season Invitational. The team, it has been rocking it with capturing the win after beating the men's 4x100. Men's 4x100 with a time of 44:02. Now the teams look to take on the more big names at the SUNY Cortland for the Red Dragon Open. Tomorrow, Michael Daniel Vogelbach, who is a graduate student in his second year with Oswego's track and field team, is looking forward to making progress with his team.
Last year at the Dragons Invitational, I pulled my hamstring and I was out for a couple of weeks. So this is going to definitely give me an opportunity to kind of see how I do run at that track meet. I'm just looking forward to what my team runs. We've been having some PRs. We've been having a lot of progress, especially with the youngsters. So I'm really looking forward mainly towards that aside from myself, more than myself, honestly.
He also says he's very excited for these next meets because he loves being with his team and being a mentor to them. And once a year, the NCAA promotes a week to celebrate athletics at the Division III level. At Oswego, that week is used to promote its athletes. Our Brian Burrows has the story.
Division III athletics sponsors a different kind of athlete than Division I and II. According to Oswego State Athletic Director Wendy McManus, Division III athletes focus just as much on their studies as they do their sport.
Division III as a whole has more focus on academics rather than athletics.
Just because these athletes aren't playing on ESPN doesn't mean they shouldn't be in the spotlight. And that's what Division III Week is all about.
Division III Week is celebrating the successes of our student athletes, the NCAA, and the history behind Division III. What we like to do is celebrate our athletes during this week.
The Oswego Athletics Department started a social media campaign showcasing their athletes and why those athletes chose Oswego and Division III. Oswego's Assistant Athletic Director for Athletic Communication, Corey Moringer, says programs like this help bring in high school athletes to Oswego.
A lot of our answers we've gotten back as far as like why D3, why Oswego, what are you enjoying? A lot of them have included like They had talked to somebody on the team before. They had talked to people that had been recruited by us or how they liked their experience here, and all of it was positive.
And they believe that the athletes like telling their stories.
I think those that are participating, yes, they want to share their stories and why they chose Oswego and why they chose to compete at Division III.
Brian Burrows, Oswego Now.
Not only is it Division III week, it is also the 50th anniversary of Division III athletics. And to celebrate that, the Oswego Athletics Department has challenged its athletes to complete 50 hours of community service during this week.
Thank you so much for joining us.
That's our report for tonight.